Well, hello Glue Troopers, and welcome to this evening's show. I am currently in the process, as you can see back here, of compiling the next viewers build video, which will go up this evening, probably just before after this one. I would have had it out yesterday, but things came up, and that brings up something I wanted to mention. And I will loop back to models. Trust me, it's involved. Today's day was supposed to be, we had beautiful weather here in Florida. It was supposed to be out in the shed and on the Tarbis working on cranking on the Waddell Williams. I had to run a quick run to the hardware store for a plumbing fixture, and lo and behold, I look at my wallet, my driver's license is missing. So what was supposed to be build model day turned into DMV day. Long story very short, I did get a new replacement, and but the day, of course, was pretty much shot. So I decided, well, if I'm not going to really be able to get into the model building, I'm going to go ahead and just finish this viewers build, because I started on it yesterday. It really helps to stop, take a day off, and come back to it. Then I tried some of that Tim Hortons coffee that was sent to me by Ed, and we had to go get a little thing for our Keurig to make it work, and sure enough, it's been years since I had any Timmy's, but all of the Canadian fans of the show have been saying, watch that Timmy's, you'll get addicted, and it really, really was good. Thanks, Ed, I appreciate that. Even my wife and her family loved it. They're from Venezuela. Trust me, if there's one thing they know, it's good coffee. And they were all impressed with it, and so I appreciate that very much. So, also today, a box showed up. And as usual, I have cut the tape on it, but have not opened it. So let's open it together. Every day is Christmas, yay! Alrighty, and first off, this is from Mr. Benton in Olathe, Kansas. So thank you, Mr. Benton, and I appreciate that. Let's see what we have here. He had mentioned this. He found the vintage Knight Rider kit, and ironically, it's a kit of kit. Oh, I'm so witty. Oh, look forward to that. Let's see, I'm going to put that right here. And another Knight Rider. This one, let's see. Okay, they're both MPC, yes, but this obviously is a vintage, more vintage issuance, and has that patina. Okay, now the nice thing about two of these is, as a couple of you guys had advised some of the younger folks who have been watching the channel, if you're going to get a kit, get 2 or 3 of them, because maybe I can finally make myself a blemish-free car. Haha. Yeah, let's see what we got here. And here is a part that looks like part of the car. Let me set that right there. And an Accurate Miniatures B25, the CD model. Oh, wow. I've built their smaller stuff. I've never built one of these. I bet this is a heck of a kit. I look forward to getting started on that. 345th Bomb Group, Apache Anti-Shipping Medium Bomber, Nadzab, New Guinea, 1944. This is one of the gun nose models that's actually a glass nose with all the guns in it. And you can tell because the nose is painted over, but you can see the framing in there. And that was still a pretty popular modification. One of my dad's very best friends flew B-25s in World War II, and he really thought a lot of the airplane. And he trained in B-24s and then transitioned to B-25s. And he told us a story that they had to fly the model that had the 75 millimeter gun in it, and they gave him, I think, 3 shells to go out, and there was some target out in the water, and you're supposed to go kaboom. You know, they had to have a gunner down and manually reload it. This was basically a tank gun, or an anti-tank gun. You had to have somebody that pop the breech, throw the other shell, and it was not a semi-automatic or anything. And even though the barrel, of course, the barrel was flush with the front, but you have to remember that the gun's back behind the pilot. It apparently, I forget how he said it was arranged, but apparently, you had to have room for the guy to work, and the receiver mechanism had to be inside to have a big recoil mechanism. And they're out there flying, and they line up on whatever the target was. They fire that thing one time, everybody's ears are rattling. And I forget if they had 3 or 5 shells, but they basically looked at each other like, you want to fire 3 more of these things? And the rest of the shells just went over the side. So anyway, that was just one of those old World War II aviator stories. Speaking of World War II aviator stories, I'm still putting together a little information on the B-26 because I know there are a couple of folks that have shown an interest in it. And I can tell you that 148 scale kit that I built, and I think it was Revell, it was a very good kit, very detailed interior and everything. It was very impressive. Everything fit well. I have to look up exactly which kit it was. I don't think I have the box for it anymore. But just remember, if you're going to build a medium bomber in 148 scale, you're going to have a pretty big model when you're done. The airplane itself, as most of you are aviation fans know, the B-26 Marauder has a very, let's call it complex history. It's a kind of a love-hate thing. Extremely high accident rate, but very low combat loss rate. There's the whole deal with President Truman claiming he had to threaten Glen Curtiss to make changes, and Curtiss completely denies that, and so on and so forth. And the airplane production was stopped for a while. There's a lot to cover in that. So, and there's a lot of documentaries about the B-26 out there. Of course, we try to just be more of an informal chat, hitting a few of the high notes. But heck of an airplane. A lot of you guys mentioned flak bait. I've seen it many times at the Air and Space, or the cockpit nose section they still have on display. So I was kind of surprised that yoke sits kind of high up, right in the pilot's kind of in his lap. But unusual arrangement, but maybe not that unusual for the time, since most of those planes didn't have boosted controls, or a lot of them didn't. So I don't know about the B-26, but you needed those big yokes to give you a little mechanical leverage, mechanical advantage. Anyway, so thank you again, Mr. Benton. That's absolutely wonderful, and I appreciate that. I'm still constantly astonished by the generosity of all of you glue troopers out there. So anyway, looks like this thing's finished compiling. So I tell you what, you're going to see this before you see this probably, because I'm just going to go ahead and upload it, since you probably just saw half of it compile in the background anyway. So guys, take care. Thanks for everything. Tomorrow's my last day at home before I go out for a couple of days. I'll be gone this weekend out on safari, going up north a ways. And so hopefully I'll get some work done tomorrow, maybe get a little content out. But if not, try to get something out Sunday night if you get in early enough. Again, if I make no promises, then I can't break them. But I want to thank you once again for everything, guys. You've been absolutely wonderful. Love the coffee. Love the models. Guys, you are absolutely swell. Okay, guys, take care. We'll talk to you later. Model on.